really fucking loud in my headset. I was not expecting that.
I am sure we've mentioned it before, but the time signature of that thing is horrific.
It works well with the Cthulhian theme, though, right?
It really does. It makes me so uncomfortable.
That's how you should feel when playing Cthulhu.
Yes. Hello, welcome everyone to more Tales from the Lost Emporium.
I nearly forgot it.
Yeah, it's been 3 weeks and we're back following the end of the session last time, in which our investigators very much decided to break into Mr. Corbitts' house, probably whilst he was just leaving the road. Is kind of what it felt like.
Getting shit done, yeah?
Yeah, sure.
I feel allegedly needs to be thrown around here.
I don't think any of you actually searched for keys or anything like that, did you? You just went round the back, decided to smash a window in, and then go in.
Let's not forget.
In a greenhouse before all that was happening.
Let's not forget. We went in and committed burglary and protected ourselves armed with vegetables.
That's true. That's true.
The parsnips came in handy for cleaning up glass.
And the killer cucumber to get us out of a pickle.
So we ended the session with you guys all being arrested and frantically telling the officers that you bludgeoned a woman with your cucumber, which
isn't a euphemism.
Which isn't a euphemism. Yeah. So we'll go quickly around the room. We'll do a little introduction. G, you could lead us through the special thanks because I've already fucked that up. I've forgotten all of that.
Okay. Do you want me to do that now?
So yeah, sure. Why not? Let's. Okay.
Woohoo! Thank you very much to our 3 awesome sponsors. We have Lost Boys Pizza in Camden. Woo! We have Monkey's Emporium. Check him out on Facebook on a Sunday night orchard. Woo! In fact, go and look on his site anyway because he's got awesome stuff. And finally, we have Shade Glass Games, which is a friendly local gaming store. Support your own friendly local gaming store, or come and support mine. I don't mind; they'll love it. I'm going to be out at Bassingham tonight anyway. Thank you very much.
What Albert Brassingham has very much declined to tell everyone is that he always has half drinks, and does it extend to half-eaten foods?
I think you'll find he did eat a piece of the cucumber that he'd murdered somebody
right.
with as well.
He couldn't start it. He needed it to be consumed in some way.
It was
He snapped it off and then went. And then lost his shit. Went to some horrible world.
Decapitated woman's head as a cigar cutter for your cucumber.
Listen, once you lock on to a madness, you've just got to keep going, right? So yes, Albert Bassingham is a procurer of antiquities for the discerning gentleman and a drinker of half-consumed beverages and a consumer of half-consumed foods.
There was a lot of consumption in that.
Yes. So imbiber of half imbibed beverages, of half beveraged beverages. There we go.
Okay.
Yes.
It's getting better, I think.
I know. Maybe. Who do you want next?
Let's just go round. I don't know. Who's up? Who we got? PJ!
Hello, everyone. I will be playing Phineas Bartram, British inventor of dubious success. Yes, I am very good at hiding in greenhouses. Not so good at, just about everything else, really.
Identifying flora and fauna. Not so good.
Really bad at identifying flora. Yes.
Bad at opening coffins, good at digging them up. Hey, I'm just putting it out there.
So yes, that is who I will be playing tonight.
And we still don't really understand the full reasons as to why you've come over, other than that you had an invitation from Albert Brassingham, turned up, and now you've been involved in this madness, which you seem so happy to go along with.
I mean, this is just textbook Bertie, really. You know, he's a bit of a cad, but always a good laugh. Just don't touch his scotch.
Awesome.
Which 5 minutes ago was most likely your scotch.
Totally was. I've got to make sure it's safe to drink and eat, right?
Which, to be fair, like 5 minutes before that, definitely wasn't Brassingham's scotch. So.
Just the eternal minesweeper in a bar.
Just slowly working his way through. Cool. Thank you very much, PJ. And hello, Tom.
Hello. I'm Kurt Temple-Smith, the FBI agent that is really much like myself, just bewildered by the insanity that's going on around him, and he's just going along with it, trying to make sense of this world.
I think
Brassingham has dragged him into.
He's enabling the insanity, right?
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty much me.
Awesome stuff. Right, I've also just thought, as we've got Toy Division going off at the same time shortly, that if we cause any issues, we need to know. So I'm just trying to set things in place just in case anything goes wrong there.
Yeah, we may suddenly go off air.
Yeah,
in about
we shouldn't
18
do. I don't think, but
we're venturing into the unknown.
Cause them the maximum amount of chaos as well.
Yes, yeah. Cthulhu invades Toy Division. That's yeah. All right, Johnny's just said it should be okay. Fine. Cool. So, thank you all once again for turning up to the madness. So you all finished the episode a few weeks ago now, where you were being arrested and you were heading off. You don't know where. What I need first is, in fact, let me bring it up here so I'm not facing away from everyone all the time. Is I would like you all to make me a Constitution roll, please.
Ooh.
Constitution.
Ooh.
It's always a good night
good.
when you start on a success.
That success is all round. So Tom got a normal success. I got
all round.
Extreme success for Brassingham. It's because of all those half imbibed beverages, giving him a strong constitution.
Okay, wonderful. So you're all plied with a relaxant. As you were being non-compliant, let's say, in your Bohemians, that Mr. Corbett, poor Mr. Corbett, maligned
Evil.
Mr. Corbett, is hiding something in the basement and is doing experiments, or maiming women, not bludgeoning them with cucumbers, and This hasn't been believed, and it's 2 days since this happened. Not that you're quite sure, because the days haven't quite rolled as they should. Whilst, you've been mostly aware of what's happening, and there's been the occasional dark thought that's entered to your conscious. On the whole, it's been quite a nice, relaxing time for you all. However, You have all woken up in a room by yourself on a bed. There is a chair, a bed, and the rest of the room, as you start to bring it into focus now, shows what looks like padded walls and quite a strong looking door. You are all by yourself currently, and whilst it's relatively clean, it's not always it doesn't look the cleanest, let's say, but it looks okay. I don't know how many of you would have been in a sanatorium before.
Wow.
I think we know at least a third of the party have.
Phineas probably should have been.
So we'll give you a kind of a moment if you want to get up and move around. You're not strapped down. There's nothing, there's no restraints or anything. There's no handcuffs on you. You are all in gowns.
The rest of our possessions aren't on us.
No possessions on you. So the door, as I say, looks pretty solid. There is a window in the door. Looks like it's quite thick from what you can see, but there's the faint background of noise and kind of movement and chatter, but nothing too obvious at the moment.
Okay. I'd like to have a mooch around the cell.
Okay.
I don't even think I'm particularly looking for anything. I just want to pace, maybe go and look out through the window of the door. Like, it's bad.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So you get up and you move around the cell, and there's a few scratchings here and there, names and things like that have been scratched into the floor predominantly. As I say, the wall is kind of, you say padded, it's probably a bad term. It's kind of those where they say padded and it's actually just like a leather over concrete, basically. It's not really padded. It's just made to look padded. So
gets them the grant money.
Yeah. So, but there's, like I say, there's nothing that kind of appears off with it. It seems pretty legit. When you look out the window, you can kind of scope around. You don't see too much going off. There's a few nurses that pass. None of them seem to pay you any attention. I don't know if you're trying to get their attention or if you're just looking.
I'll tap on the window as I go past and just wait.
Are any of them the nurses that he was going, oh, look, a coin. Oh, another one. Ooh.
Oh, yeah, my coin trick. Oh, I don't have it.
That's not that. Oh, look at. Oh, no, wait, I don't have it.
Well, how thoroughly did they search us?
Oh, no.
Have cavities been searched is what I'm asking.
A half-eaten coin betwixt the cheeks.
Right. Make me a look roll, G.
Oh, yeah.
Please don't find the cucumber.
Oh, I failed by 8. Boo.
You can push your luck.
I'm not sure. Can I push a luck roll?
I
can't remember.
I can't remember whether rules is written whether you can, but in this case, I guess you could.
I mean, I'm totally doing it if I can.
I'm
prepared for the bad stuff.
I guess the foreshadowing of this is, you're not sure if it's the drugs or if it's just the poorly sprung mattress that you've been on, but you do feel somewhat uncomfortable.
Okay. So in order to justify the push, I'm going knuckles deep. searching. and I'm squatting. So, you've got to justify what you're doing different. I had a cursory pass with the fingertip. Didn't pick up anything.
See if you liked it.
So
can I just
we're going
ask,
in, lads.
Is this after you've knocked on the window to get these poor nurses' attention as you perform this chimp-like rectal examination?
Yep. And it's an 88 out of a 40. I've failed.
Oh, it didn't stop at the knuckle. You've now lost your watch.
I didn't have it. I've gone up to the elbow.
As you've returned, you've gained a watch, though. Who would have thought? So, you have indeed been cavity searched. There is nothing there for you to find.
Pulls out his own spleen.
I'm happy to have done
turned into a dirty
damage.
protest, hasn't it?
You're not quite sure, to be honest, whether it's the maybe it's the drugs, maybe you were just a bit panic stricken, but you were maybe a little bit vigorous than what you might have thought you probably should be. So I'm going to say take a point of damage.
Just like to thank our sponsors again. This is the entertainment that you have been.
So good.
Okay, awesome. So after having relations with himself, we're going to move away from Albert for a moment.
Yes.
So Kurt, Phineas, obviously I'm not expecting you to maybe follow suit, and you don't quite know what Albert does, although given that you know Albert, you probably have. You probably have an idea in mind as to what he's up to.
Turning himself into a ventriloquist dummy of himself.
So if I look through the window, I can just see all these nurses just looking into his cell, wondering what the hell he's doing.
Horrified.
Yeah. So if you look out, there isn't any indication that anybody's looked into his cell after. Did you say you were doing this after you knocked on the door?
Yeah.
Okay. So he's banged on, and yeah, nobody seems to have paid him any attention. In fact, for you, like as you look around, there's nobody really giving any of the doors attention. They're kind of, it's not. And when I say it's busy, it's not like a constant stream of people. It's the same. You probably recognise them to look at them. Kind of 3 or 4 nurses, doctors, orderlies, that kind of thing. That's kind of in movement between.
I'm just going to keep pounding on the glass and screaming about how I'm a FBI agent and I really shouldn't be in here.
Okay, excellent.
Until
till somebody gives you the attention you are due, right?
That's it. Absolutely. I will not let up. I am just pounding and pounding and pounding.
Awesome.
Have you ever thought of a dirty protest?
You're halfway there.
Excuse me. Right. Bake. Do we want look? No, we don't want look. What shall we say? Maybe a strength. In fact, maybe just a straight strength.
And I succeeded.
Wonderful. Okay. So you're pretty sure. I mean, you're hitting this with some force now, so you're pretty sure the noise is getting out. It's not like they can't hear you. A lot of them, as they walk past, are just choosing not to hear you. Occasionally, some of them try to, sneak a glance, but they're all, I guess, all pretty well versed in the, don't look at the crazy bastards.
Not an uncommon occurrence to have the occupants banging on the windows.
Yeah. So, PJ, Phineas, what are you up to?
Phineas isn't taking well to this at all. Phineas is in a sanatorium cell by himself, alone with his thoughts. This isn't his happy place, I would say. His father's monogram tool belt has been taken off him. His cane has been taken off him. He's not having a very good time of things at the moment. I think he's just sort of maybe sat at the edge of the bed, just maybe gently sobbing to himself.
Oh. Okay.
Oh.
I'm sorry, I'm not fisting myself or banging on the walls.
Actually,
Just wants a hug.
Bushy, I will apologise for this in advance.
Oh,
I'm about to go off on a tangent. This is a real world tangent because I was having a conversation with some people today, and just to do a quick plug, I am doing a comedy gong show on Monday night, and I've not done one for a couple of years.
I love the fact you turned it as plug.
Totally. It gets worse. Believe me, it gets worse. And so someone at work today said, "Oh, so what material do you do?" And I went, I said, fundamentally, I'll be doing an extended bum joke. And they looked at me really funny. And I thought, what have I said? And they went, a what? I said, a bum joke. And they went, how do you make that funny? Don't people get really offended? And I'm like, no, because I'm talking about my own butt. And she went, she said, sorry, I thought you said bomb joke. And I went, what, like Pink Panther, the bird? What the fuck? Sorry, I had to get that out. And I think subconsciously that had sat with me, and that's why I went 3 knuckles deep.
Okay. Not that you've just been, trying to. Well, I dread to think what search engines may have been used for. Okay, so you are all in your various states. Let's see. Kurt, I need to get a character sheet open. That would be useful, and then I can go on what I know is there.
Given that we're in a sanatorium, would we have recovered any sanity? Just throwing this out there.
It's
well,
Cthulhu. Well, it's gone. It's gone.
I mean, so you've not really had any therapy given to you
Okay.
at this moment in time. You've just been kind of sedated and left.
Mass sedation.
Yeah, so they will. I mean, depending on the outcomes of this, if you do want to stay at the sanatorium and receive some therapy, I'm sure that can be arranged. Right. What do I want to have? Kurt, maybe a spot hidden check.
Yeah, we can do that. Hard success.
Oh,
Nice.
very good. Okay, so you are hammering on this door, and you're not letting up. And just before it happens, you kind of catch out of the corner of your eye a movement, and a baton hits the window, and a face appears in front of yours, and it's a kind of gaunt looking, not too emaciated, but he's got a bald head, his kind of eyes are wide, and he's obviously expecting you to jump from this, and you don't react, and he gets a bit of a sneer on as he looks at you, kind of shrugs and says, it's exactly like that, Albert. Yeah. kind of shrugs his shoulders and smirks, taps again a couple of times on the window and turns and whistles and walks off. Now I'm going to say that kind of Albert's no longer fingering himself, and has stood up and he's maybe back at the window. You get to see him, and you two are kind of just at a slight diagonal. If you think there's kind of just a corridor with what you can see, what each of you can see is the kind of 2 doors or 3 doors, I guess, across from you. So you'll all be able to see 3 doors. One of those, so for Kurt over to the left is Albert, and same for Albert actually, because it's the reverse. So over to your left is rather than me trying to think, I was thinking it's going to be right, isn't it? And I was like, oh no, it's the same thing.
That's how perspective works.
Yeah.
Oh,
Physics.
crazy.
We're in the mirror universe.
Yeah.
Let's get some non-Euclidean shit going. Yeah.
You go to turn left and you end up upside down. Time seems to take an inordinately slow amount of time to get through, and in actual fact it's probably been 15-20 minutes,
and more importantly, I just won at Sherry spotting because I've seen her twice.
You said you started with SH, and I wondered what you were going into there, given that you were testing yourself.
Listen, I've got the bomb stuff out of my system until Monday night. It's all good.
For now. So for you in various states, obviously Phineas is taking this harder than the 2 of you, although you may have your own.
Phineas's backstory.
Yeah, but these guys don't.
Oh no, I know, but would being in a padded room alone with his thoughts something?
I mean, well, yeah, we can if you want.
I mean, I'm all for
it. Yeah, sure.
I'm going to go to a sanatorium and get crazier.
Okay, so you're left with these thoughts. I think fuck it then. Let's give me a sanity roll.
Sanity roll. Oh, I succeeded. Holy shit.
Nice. All right.
24 against the 37.
So, very good. Okay. So for this, actually, you're struggling, but it's not wearing on you quite how maybe it possibly could. You've understood, obviously, you're rationalizing it. Things have been taken away from you because, you've probably not acted within the confines of the law. It's okay, we'll apologize, we'll get moving, etc., etc. And you just keep kind of revolving around that. You'll definitely get your things back. We're this is just a matter of course. As soon as they understand that there was definitely a woman's head with arms attached to its side of the face, then of course things will be understood and everything will be okay. But yeah, it's probably about 20 minutes in total. How long that varies for you guys and how long it feels will vary for each of you. But the doors eventually, you do hear that, and the electromagnets for the doors kind of disengage, and the doors just pop. They don't fully swing open, but they just kind of release and just slide open. As you variously make your ways out, nobody rushes in to come and get you or anything. There's on one end of the corridor, there is quite a small chap in a white coat. He's got kind of grey comb over, and he's got these glasses that, although seem quite thick, are perched right at the end of his nose. So he's always he's constantly looking over the top of them. And he's like, "Oh well, excellent. Yes, I see you've all come off your sedation, which is most positive, and I hope you're here to really start your rehabilitation. I welcome you once again to this sanatorium. You probably didn't quite remember your first time coming in, and I'm afraid if you have any bumps and bruises, well, let's say if you put up a fight, we are obliged to make sure you don't fight for very long. You are, after all, being investigated for crimes, which in due course we'll get to the bottom of, and I'll have some time with each of you. But for now, I just wanted to introduce myself once more and show that if you're on good behavior, you'll be allowed out into the common areas, as with any of our guests here. I'm Dr. Ramsey, and as you can see, and he kind of points to either side of him. And Kurt, for you, there is the orderly that you saw on one side. And on the other side, there's another orderly, kind of a big burly guy, who, looks kind of average, kind of brownish, mousy hair. Nothing discernible about him, and actually looks quite empathetic with you guys. He's not got that same kind of sneer as the other guy. And doesn't look as official and not quite condescending from Dr. Ramsey, but he definitely sees you as patients rather than people. He says, so as you can see, our staff here are always happy to help, and one things we do ask of the rules: don't try to escape, don't be violent, and always take your medicine.
I would like to move towards him, I guess. Is that down the corridor? Because the door's open, isn't it?
Yeah, the doors are open. So, I'm going to have said you guys have eventually come out. Like I say, he's not made them go in and grab you or anything like that. He's not pulled you out, asked you to stand to attention or anything like that. Basically, as soon as you guys have all come out, he's just started talking to you. And yeah, as you go to approach him.
Yeah, I'd like to go up with my arm out and go, "Oh, marvelous! You must accept my apologies for not giving a proper introduction. The name's Albert Brassingham. I'm sorry that maybe the last time we met, I was under the effects of a bad cucumber." And I hold my hand out to shake a hand. I'm guessing the orderlies will step in, or
no, absolutely not. So yeah, so Ramsey will shake your hand, and he's like, yes, Brassingham.
Might want to watch.
It's totally the hand with the pinky finger.
Well, he doesn't know that.
Can Phineas surreptitiously, while Albert's doing this, just grab Kurt? And not grab him, but sort of get his attention and whisper in his ear.
Hold me. Yes, so you guys can kind of just come together, I guess, for sure.
Yeah.
It might behoove us to discern the whereabouts of the book.
That's a good point. Actually, I had forgotten about the book in my anger of being locked up.
It seems that, the effect it had on our compatriot, it might behoove us to at least warn, if not locate and retain ourselves.
Good idea. So I want to go up to Ramsey and basically let him know, look, I am an FBI agent, something's obviously gone incredibly wrong. I want to speak to my headquarters, all that side of things. Yeah. And I want all the stuff that I came in here with returned to me at once.
Yes, Mr.
Pretty
Temple.
peeved.
I understand your concern, sir, but we are making contact with the FBI just to understand that you are who you say you are. I mean, you have to understand from our position, you've been arrested, and we can't just take the word of every criminal who says they're an FBI agent. But it's okay. It only takes a small amount of time now in comparison to normal for us to reach out and make contacts. And well, the FBI have got better in recent years for interacting with us. So rest assured, if everything turns out correct and we will hand you back over to the FBI in an instant.
I want to know what we've been arrested for. And did no one bother to go and check and see whatever was in the basement that we shoved the cucumber into?
We certainly weren't given our insert American version of Miranda rights.
No.
I see. Well, obviously, I was at the hospital. I can't say what you've inserted your cucumber into. And that probably in that one sentence identifies maybe why you were arrested. All I can say is it was for endangering public and burglary. Now, I'm not the police, and they did say that you were raving about some woman's head, and we were, but it's been, just so you're all aware, it's been a total of 2 days since you have been placed into our care here. And in those 2 days, we have also found out that you have gone around digging up graves recently. Now, you may have been performing a legitimate investigation, but when we have involved our police, they have not known that the FBI were here, nor do they know of any Agent Temple Smith or your pink-haired sidekick. Mr. Brassingham, however, is well known around these parts, and I must say it's about time that we had him acquaintances with us. So
I'm always happy to meet new people and make new acquaintances. I had nothing to do with the digging up of any graves. I would just like to point that out now.
Yet they were
I may have
friends
been
at your establishment.
I may have been complicit in the bad cucumber episode.
Well,
The one that did it.
you will all be pleased to know that group therapy will start tomorrow. Here we can discuss what it is you actually think you saw, what it is that you inserted your cucumber into, and maybe we can dig a little further into those, what's actually ticking behind those eyes. As soon as he says it, he kind of properly gazes over at you within and looks, and he's excellent. Yes, just like that, Albert. Yes. So, please enjoy the facilities. You will find a common area over down the hallway. Randolph and Frank here, they will ensure that nothing too crazy happens.
Is there a telephone? I'd like to be able to make a call myself, and I can get this cleared up in one swift call.
Oh, well, yes, I understand, but again, Mr. Temple Smith, do you think we would let all of our guests here just have access to phone anyone that they should wish? No. Work with us and we will work with you. As I've said, we've already reached out. We will inform you as soon as any agents get back to us. In the meantime, please rest, recuperate, think over what's happened, because rest assured the police will be back by the end of the week. And, well, I'd rather see you being rewarded for cooperation than going anywhere further. Good. Well, you have a enjoyable time. I forgot. Before we go, don't worry about your personal effects. Everything has been taken and logged accordingly, and it is locked away safely within our main office area. Okay? You will get them back upon your release, or it will be handed to the police on your handover. Excellent.
Marvellous. Thank you very much. We look forward to a couple of days' rest.
Just going to grumble to myself. I'm very not happy with this situation.
So, from what you see, once Dr. Ramsey leaves and he turns around and kind of goes back through these doors, the doors are locked by Frank, the kind of the brown-haired orderly, and he kind of stands back against the wall, sort of to the side of the door, just kind of leaning there.
Casting my mind back to the room.
Yes.
Was there soap in the ablutions area?
In your
the
cell?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, there was.
Okay.
Yeah. It's not very big. But yeah, there's a small bar of soap there for you. And actually, as Randolph kind of takes you back down, he's like, "This way," and he kind of walks down with you. He's like, "So you heard what the doc said? He's told you, no fighting. I don't want to hear any cussing. And you take your fucking meds when you're told to take your meds. Otherwise, you get mean with my friend here, okay?"
Understood. If I could just interject, I thought you said no cussing.
Who's the fucking orderly here? And he kind of he prods you with his baton.
Very good. As long as I
He's
understand,
always a
that's fine.
smart ass. You crazies think you can say anything. And he kind of prods you forwards again. And when you get into the common room, again, it's quite nice as far as these things go, particularly for the time frame that we're in. You know, all of the chairs are in reasonable condition. There's a few tables. There's a chess table there that has somebody sat over it, kind of talking to someone else in typical fashion about where they should move, even though there's no one there. You know, there's kind of your few very cliche cases of insanity in there, along with several where they're just kind of gazing out a window, or you know, there's no movement at all, and they're vacant behind the eyes. Guys, make me a what can we have? Let's say spot hidden, I guess. Basically, what I want you to do is see if you can notice some interactions that are going off. Okay. So I guess spot hidden.
Dream.
Fail.
Hard success.
Cool. So,
Tom, was yours an extreme success or an extreme failure?
Extreme success. Sorry. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Probably.
Just extreme. There are two ends of that coin.
Okay, cool. So you guys that have passed, what you can see is so for the hard success, you notice that between several groups there is definitely a flinching and an uneasiness when Randolph walks past some of the guests that they have there. There are some nurses and stuff going around as well, and even some of the nurses flinch or take a wider berth away from Randolph.
Just writing next to his name.
Kurt, for your extreme success, this is so for your mind looking around, as you've also seen these people flinch. You're pretty sure that there's some of those that are looking to be quite vacant and not moving seem a little bit more lucid and a little bit more coherent than they are perhaps letting on. And it's only given away in those moments when sort of Randolph is near and, the kind of that far away look kind of acutely narrows down and actually they're ready to flinch. But those small recognitions, the twitch of the eyes, the kind of your fast fibers reacting to an imminent threat kind of make you aware that maybe they're not really as sedated or as perhaps seems.
I've got a request, and I'm sorry, Bushy. It's because you've presented me an opportunity, and I want to reenact a scene from a favourite series of mine, and add a Brassingham twist. So, here's what I want to achieve.
Phineas is going to walk as far away from Bertie as he can. He knows that look in his eye.
I would like to spot to see if there's anyone sat in a corner facing out of the corner. And I would like to pick up a chair, drag it over to them, and grab a half-drunk cup of water off somebody else's desk on the way. I know there's a lot in there, but it's very specifically a person in a corner with their back to the corner looking out at the room.
Okay.
If there's one. I'm happy if there's not. I just don't want to pass up the opportunity.
Sure. Make a luck roll.
Oh yeah, I mean that worked out last time, right? There's a failure. Can I push it?
Yeah, you can. And there are a few chairs that you could maybe grab, and there's a couple of people knocking around that that it could be that moment where they get up and walk away. Excuse me, or they could sit there for a bit longer. You're not quite sure. I guess the foreshadowing thing really is the only real people with drinks here seem to be staff.
Okay.
So
good. I'm happy to go with this because if anyone's ever seen Lie to Me, there's a bit where he goes into a into a sanatorium. I'm going for it, lads. Here we go. Wish me luck. I would like to point out I have clicked it. Oh no, it's not right. Let me try again. That's the fourth luck roll I've tried to make, and it's the fourth time. So I got 51 first, and then I've got up to 89 out of 40. So it's a bad failure.
Oh dear.
4 luck rolls, four massive
Shit out of luck.
failures. I only wanted to do a couple of silly things.
Yeah, so you go to you grab this chair and you start dragging it over, and you go to take this cup of water, and this woman says, and who joins? And as you take the cup of water, she hands you another little cup with 2 blue tablets in them, and she's like, come on now, drink up.
I remember the rules. Yeah, I'll take my meds.
Excellent. So yeah, so there's one dosed up party member. We'll see what kicks off with him.
Yay!
So for you guys, like I say, there's kind of there's a few people. It's not really busy in there with guests. There's probably 5 or 6 people in there.
Is there anyone that would stand out to us? Like, certainly with the flinching, the ones that don't seem
yeah, so there's a couple, I guess, in there. There's one that there's one that definitely looks a little bit more mad, I guess.
That's not Albert.
That's not yet. Not yet. Yeah, there's one that's probably definitely more on the side of needing help in the sanatorium. And then there's one who looks a bit more coherent and together. And the slightly more mad one is a male, and the one that's kind of a bit more together is a female who's kind of stood not quite at the window, almost actually. She's kind of in the middle of the room.
Okay.
Just stood there, which is a little bit odd in itself, but so yeah, you can see a couple of the guests talking to each other, and generally speaking, in terms of staff, there's obviously the nurse that gave, and you guys will have seen Albert take some tablets.
I want to go over to Phineas and just see how he's holding up.
Well, a tad out of my depth, but holding it together, keeping an eye out, Sooner we can be free of this place, the better, I feel.
We'll get it all cleared up shortly. As soon as my office gets back to him, we'll be out of here. No worries. Don't worry.
I appreciate your presence, Mr. Templesmith.
Absolutely lying through my teeth.
Okay, so so yeah, so that's good. Albert, you kind of over the course, so we'll get Kurt and Phineas will kind of be doing stuff, but I'd say over the course of what happens in the next sort of 15, 20-ish minutes, you're going to feel slightly more sluggish, so probably a bit more sedated again. There's nothing too crazy about what you've taken other than it's to just kind of chill you out so far is what you've
happy
got.
To take penalty dice on any rolls.
Cool. Yeah. Well, if you need to do anything that gets you kind of quick reactions or anything that will get you doing stuff with any kind of urgency, then yeah, for sure. Kurt, Kurt. It's because you've got the names the other way around. Every time I read Kurt and then I read PJ. Right.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Phineas. No, it's fine. Kurt, Phineas. So you've seen Albert kind of slowly take those things over. Nothing's really happened to him, and I guess you guys have just been kind of pottering about. There's, like I say, there's kind of the two that stand out to you, Kurt.
Yeah, can I go over to the woman, wasn't it, who seems the most non-mad?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Can I just go over to her and sort of just try and find out more information about this place and see what they know about Dr. Ramsey? Is it Ramsey?
Yes. Yeah, absolutely.
what their response is.
Albert's in for the long stay. You're here.
Oh.
Albert's retiring in the sanatorium. Yes, absolutely. So you'll kind of go up to her, and it takes her, unless you actively say something, it will take her a little bit of time, and then eventually she kind of goes, "You shouldn't stand so close, mister. They don't like it if they think we're conspiratorial."
Can I have a look around and see if anyone's looking, and then I'll just take a bit of a step back?
Sure. Make me another spot hidden.
I'll do all right then. Success.
He loves a spot hidden, this guy. He loves a spot hidden. Wicked. Okay, so go with you. So you have a quick look around. The only thing you really see is so Randolph is keeping an eye across the board. It's not really focused on you, and he's not just watching you two in particular, but each kind of group, anybody in groups, he's kind of looking, and he'll spend sort of 5-10 seconds, and then you can see his eyes kind of move around. But that's on.
So
back.
So I'm just going to sort of step back, stand a bit more casually, as if not really engaging, but engaging, if that makes sense. I just want to know what they can tell us about. Yeah, what can you tell us about this Ramsey?
The doctor's nice. I think he tries to help, but he's overshadowed by something.
Overshadowed? What do you mean?
Undermined, overshadowed, I guess. He's not the real puppet master in the play.
Who's in charge?
Well, I'm not sure, but if you get taken down to the basement, be worried. Nobody seems to come back the same.
What do you mean by that? Do you mean like lobotomies, or
I don't know. They just scared.
How long you been here for?
Feels like weeks, months.
Okay.
I had an argument once.
Oh?
It didn't end well, and next thing I knew, I ended up here. I worked through that pain with Dr. Ramsey. He made me see that lashing out was not the path that I should have chosen.
Okay. I'm going to take another step back.
I've just seen Lenny's comment, which was just smack him around a bit.
Oh yeah, nice one.
So she kind of pulls herself to a bit, and she's like, "Look, there's two groups here, and you'll find this quickly. Those of us that stay on the narrow, and those of us that are marked. Now, I can't say too much, and I don't want to know too much. I try to keep my head out of the way.
What do you mean by marked?
You, well, as I said, if you get taken down to the basement, you don't return the same.
Okay.
I keep an eye on your friends here. He's already taken the blue pills, I'm guessing.
I
there something?
think we know.
If it
Yeah.
lasts longer than 4 hours, you need to see a doctor.
Oh, he's in a gown as well. This is only ended up badly for everyone
Oh
involved.
God! That's not
Are they
the
backless
cucumber.
gowns?
Blassingham's is, yep.
If it wasn't before, it is now.
What the hell is all that bruising around Bertie's anus?
So she's like, I don't know why you've come in here, and all I would say is play it straight and get to leave as soon as you can. Stay away from Randolph.
Some good advice. Well, thank you for your time. I'm now going to go talk to my friend over there. Not the one that's on the pills, but the other one, Phineas. So yeah, I'm going to go to Phineas.
Cool.
Kurt goes over to him.
While this has been happening, Phineas has just been glancing around the room. How many people are distributing these medications?
Oh God.
There's 2.
Both orderlies or nurses?
Yeah, both nurses.
And where are they getting them? Is there like a in hole in the wall dispensary sort of thing?
No, so they both have a tray, and so they've both got trays.
So like a cocktail waitress, but with shot glasses of
drugs
yeah.
on. But to the side of them, they've got a pitcher of water and some glasses that they will hand out.
And given that they've probably been doing this job a while, how thoroughly are they inspecting patients post medication to see if they have taken them? Like, are they open the mouth up with the tongue, or are they just, yeah, it's whatever it is?
So from what you've seen for the people that have gone up and have taken them, I was waiting for somebody to do a One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest thing, man. This is
it's Lie to Me. It's Tim Roth who is epic in that. Where there's an episode where he's locked up in the asylum.
So, yeah. So from what you see, everybody, like, there's nobody there that has openly looks like they've refused any kind of or to take them or even tried to take them. So they've not opened people's mouths. They've not done any of that.
Okay.
So yeah, and then Kurt appears next to you.
Any joy in your investigations?
So it seems like they take some of their patients to the basement and do something to them. I think we should keep an eye on Albert just in case they decide to take him.
or if he decides to go voluntarily.
Yeah.
Like,
But yeah,
Albert.
Phineas thinks on this because he's like, well, maybe it might do him some good, but he is a friend. You see this real inner turmoil.
Maybe he'll drink a full drink.
They do something to them down there and they don't come back the same, according to that very helpful lady. That crazy broad over there is just, yeah.
Because that's the thing, Albert did technically take his medication with a drink, but the pitcher was half drunk, so he could justify it to himself.
Did he only take one of the
other
pills
people
there?
have been served from it, yeah.
Would that be, yeah, if it's 2 pills he had to take, does he take only one of the pills, or do each of the pills have to be cut in half and he can only take half of each pill?
He's following the rules.
Oh, okay. Bloody hell.
Okay.
He's lost it. He has got that.
So as you see Kurt and Phineas kind of getting together, I'm going to say it's kind of been 10-15 minutes during this time, and like as you all may have had it, like when you've got that kind of codeine kind of rush or anything like that. That kind of morphine
Buzz.
effect. Yeah, you've got that kind of gentle buzz in the background of you. Everything's been surrounded by cotton wool. There's nothing, like I said, there's nothing been crazy about these. So you're just off your tits. And it's the 20s, so it's probably proper morphine, probably cut quite,
The good stuff.
This is, yeah.
It's morphine cut with opium.
Yeah.
And they are capsule tablets, correct? Or are they pressed powder tablets?
I don't think Albert spent long enough to work that out.
So was Albert, after taking the tablets, able to go and drag his chair over and sit next to someone that was in a corner? Or
Yeah,
did he
sure,
just
why
give
not?
up? Okay.
Sure. Yeah, we can.
I'd like to talk to them and go, oh, greetings, name's Albert. It's good here, isn't it? I just pull up a pew and sort of slouch in it and engage them in conversation.
Okay.
It's a bold move after 4 failed buck rolls.
Hey, they've got to get better at some point. And I'm going to keep pushing them.
It takes you a little bit of time to realize, but this person is responding, but he's very, very quiet. Like if you were hard of hearing, you'd be fucked. And it almost looks like his lips aren't moving, so you can't read what's being said. He's kind of so you can lean in if you want to get up close and personal and understand what he's saying.
Totally.
And this is how Albert lost the ear.
Or found love.
Listen,
Let's face it.
they're in the paranoia chair. It's going to go badly.
I love it. Yeah. So Albert leans in and the guy says, I saw you fingering yourself.
And Albert says,
My favourite headcanon now is a new viewer to the channel and has just gone, I like Call of Cthulhu, I'll just click into this. What the fuck?
I mean, if they have just tuned in, please go to the beginning. It's so much better.
Context doesn't help, weirdly.
Yeah. No, so that's not actually what happens.
You've broken Tom.
His name is Haley Joel, and I see grown men fingering themselves.
That's why he sat in the corner now.
And that's why, yeah, he was fine, but then
We've got one of those.
He happened to look
says,
in.
Look, if you're going to do it, go 3 knuckles or don't go at all. So you
lean in, and you ask him to repeat, and you catch, take the tablets, do as you're told, don't cuss, and then he mutters something which you're going to need to make a Cthulhu Mythos roll for.
I mean, this is going to be epic. I've got 2 in Cthulhu Mythos.
And I'm not even going to try and like say what it is, because it will just end up me going.
Right. Cool. Here comes the mole. Wish me luck. And I will be pushing it if I fail.
Oh.
Of course he will.
So, I mean, it was good. I got a 15 out of a 2.
Oh.
But I feel tonight I'm in an insane asylum. I've just got to keep pushing it. I'm like, and I lean closer to him.
Can you bring that down with luck? Like spend luck points in order to
actually
bring it down?
I mean,
is that another mechanic?
I've not done that this time. It's no. Oh, do I want to?
Or can you do that on a mythos roll?
Can you do that on a mythos roll? It's a good question.
Oh.
I don't know if you can actually. Let me have a look.
Okay, good point. Yeah, I might not even be able to push it.
If you're enjoying tonight's entertainment, why not check out Lost Boys Pizza in Camden?
I mean, it's a long way to go from watching. I mean, Lenny, bless him, he's going to have to traverse the Atlantic.
But Lenny is coming to the UK at some point in the near future, right?
Yeah. Meet up.
So,
imagine he could
Lenny
make it
will
for
be
the
coming.
Nottingham meetup.
And Warhammer World, probably.
So, oh yeah, he wants to come to Warhammer World, right? So,
Then he'll be in Nottingham. Perfect. You absolutely know that when we come for the Nottingham meetup, I'm going to Warhammer World as well. I might even try and give Sherry the slip and end up in Forge World.
Oh, don't! It's dangerous.
It's so dangerous, Jesus.
I want to go so much.
Oh, fuck it.
It's worth
That's,
it. 100%. And Bugman's Bar is awesome as well. Does good food.
My parents live in Derby, so every time I'm up that way, I'm always like, just pop on the train to Nottingham, and yeah.
I've got to say, sorry, and this is deveining stuff. It doesn't appeal to me, but that's because I used to work there, and it's just like,
Busman's holiday.
It's not that. I think I know too many unpleasant people from
the downside of any hobby.
So I'm going to say, because I can't be bothered to keep trying to find it and scroll through for that particular thing. So I'm going to say, yeah, you could, if you wanted to spend luck to pass. Maybe you don't want to pass it.
Oh, no, I totally do.
Mythos rolls.
Yeah, I'm spending the luck. I'm going to spend 13 luck to put it down to a normal success.
Okay.
So, let me just. So I'm on 27 luck.
You're past the magic 30.
Yeah.
No death save for Gary.
Wait, if it's 30 or lower, you don't get a death save?
So in Cthulhu, if you get killed, so if you get battered and die, you can spend 30 luck points to avoid death, basically.
If you've got more than 30, you have to spend all of it.
All right.
But you have to have at least 30.
I literally have 30 luck. That is...
Spend it while you've got it.
You haven't had it tonight.
So I got a normal success in Cthulhu Mythos.
Yes.
On a 2.
Right. So you got a normal success, which means
I have 0.
Yeah, you start the game with 0.
I've only got it because I had that. I ate the cucumber and went to a mad place.
Oh, of course, yes.
And so I permanently lost sanity, but gained.
Yeah.
With us.
So what I want is...
Oh, wait, it's your max sanity that reduces.
Yes.
Oh, shit.
Always gone.
I'm good with no points in Cthulhu Myth. I am not sane to begin with.
Okay. So, what you hear from him is appease to the Great One.
Yep.
Our limbs are his. Our minds are taken. That moment that you hear that,
Yep.
you are taken back to that desolate world that you found yourself in.
Epic.
God damn
Got a
it.
background for that. What's my
The
mouse?
purple-hued lightning flashes across the sky, and you hear the whispers back in the back of your mind. You need to make me a sanity roll.
Woohoo!
For you guys have had the conversation about obviously the things that are going off, what Kurt's explained to you, and then probably towards the tail end of this, you have seen Albert sat with this other person who's he's leant pretty far into, and then he's also started kind of muttering something. And at the start, it kind of looked like he was speaking normally to this chap, but as he sat back down, you've realised he's just kind of a non-stop.
It looks like the pain, like the meds have kicked in there.
I
It certainly
failed
does.
my sanity check
Of course, you did.
just by a measly 4 points, but I failed nevertheless.
Okay, cool. So
Gary's the ultimate agent of chaos. Will spend luck to pass a Cthulhu Mythos check, will not spend luck to pass a sanity
Oh,
check.
that's okay.
I don't think you can spend it on Sam. So.
You only take one sanity loss because my roll was low. So, what I may get to do in the future actually is I'll get you guys to do all of your own sanity loss rolls. So if you fail, you'll roll for how much you lose. So
That's mean, Bushy.
yeah.
That's the growing up with the father who'd say, "Go fetch me something to hit you with."
No, it's Blackadder. Look, just run into my fist, will you?
Oh, you've not come across the guy yet that just says wibble.
Wibble.
2 pencils off his nose, man.
Yep. I'm not sure if Jodie likes Blackadder, you know. This is a controversy that I could be wrong, but I know that I laugh far too much at it, and therefore I think she's like, for fuck's sake.
I'll just go with it. I mean,
yeah, well, so she may like it, but she may only just like it, whereas I just like giggle like a.
I'm in the same boat, to be honest. Em's the same. She's not really a fan, so I've not watched it for a few years.
Blackadder, Red Dwarf, just
Red Dwarf, we're good on that. It's a family favourite.
See, no, Jodie doesn't like Red Dwarf at all.
What?
Yeah.
Smeghead.
Although, I will give her this. She did originally say that she wasn't going to like Firefly, and then eventually she fucking loved it. So, you know.
Nah, I think you need to quantify that. There is a reason, because you had a special code, didn't you, when you were watching it? Because I remember you telling me.
I can't remember now. What was it?
You have to say it in a particular way. Have you forgotten? I remember because we had a conversation, because I'd been badgering you to watch it for ages, and then you came in and said, "Yeah, okay, Jodie really likes it now, but she will only watch it if we say, can we watch Firefly?"
Firefly, yeah.
Which I thought was epic,
and it worked.
Yeah.
There you go. So you've got season 2 to look forward to. Oh.
Oh,
Too soon. Too soon.
wow.
Don't open that wound. You'll ruin it.
Take all the sadness. Cool. All right. So,
Hoisted by my own petard.
so, unless there's anything particularly active you want to do, we're going to kind of fast forward a couple of hours.
Would we have been approached to take our meds as well in that time?
Oh, interestingly, you have not.
Only special people get meds.
So we go forwards ahead, and you kind of get to dinner time. There is a bit of a mess hall, and for some of the guests, it is truly a mess hall, and for others, it's all right. I'm gonna say for tonight's menu, it's Sloppy Joe's, because anything American always makes me think of Sloppy Joe's with a canteen. So
I really like
what we've got.
meatloaf night.
There's a whole thing about you fingering yourself and meatloaf that is just.
Thank you. I'm so glad it wasn't just my brain that went there. Cool.
It's only because he'd do anything for love, man.
But he won't do that.
Beat me to it.
It's because he doesn't love himself. That's why. It's all about self-love.
It's a dead ringer.
Right. Nobody wants a dead ringer.
Albert's got a sore ring.
It's the closest you want. All right. Right. Step away from the madness. Step away from the madness. So you get to the evening. What you see is actually this time around in the evening, you do get indeed a nurse come round with a little paper cup thing with 2 tablets in. There, you will have a paper cup of water as well. And you'll notice actually in the mess hall, because you've got, although it's plastic, you've got cutlery, there's a few more orderlies in there keeping an eye on things. Do you all take your meds?
Phineas is going to cheek his.
Albert's taking his.
Yeah, I'm gonna. Can I attempt some sort of sleight of hand and try and look like I'm taking it, but not?
Absolutely. If that's what you and so Kurt and Phineas, if that's what you want to do, by all means, go for it. And PJ, you've changed your name. This has confused me now. I've been looking at it and I was like, Kurt and Phineas. Wait a minute, what's going on? What's going on? Oh,
hang on, I got it right.
Right. Sleight of hands from you both. Albert's taken his.
Could I make an argument for a stealth roll instead? Because I'm not slipping them into my hand. I'm actually putting them in my mouth, but I'm just cheeking them.
Yeah.
Sure. Okay.
Just because I've got slightly higher in stealth.
Fine.
I'm going to fail, however.
Push it.
I mean, we've not done much pushing up until now, so I'm going to attempt to push it. But I think if I fail, then I just accidentally swallow them dry.
I feel like a pusher now.
But at least it was a 69.
Hey!
So it's a nice failure.
Tonight's episode of Tales from the Lost Emporium brought to you by Innuendo.
Innuendo bingo.
Okay.
Sponsored by Carmen Insider.
So, So Phineas, you end up swallowing as you're trying to find a good place for you to kind of cheek these pills. As you've taken them dry, you've kind of gagged a little bit and had to kind of proper chug some water to get it down.
I'd also like to
Kurt.
keep hold of the little plastic shot cup thing.
The paper one, wasn't it?
Okay, it's paper, but yeah, you can.
Yeah.
That's fine.
I mean,
Kurt.
A
only failed.
25 against the 10. I failed.
You've only failed by 15. I mean,
know.
that's lookable, right?
You can.
Yeah, can I do
spend
that?
your luck.
You can spend luck, absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, woohoo!
Gary's just like marionetting chaos tonight. I love it. I'm here for it.
Yeah, sure. I'm pretty good at my luck anyway, so yeah.
Okay, cool. So you spend your luck, and
I
yeah,
pushed
indeed.
on a 20. That was such a bad idea.
So I just have to take 15 away from my luck then.
Yes.
Bollocks. Done.
Albert, you taking yours?
Yeah.
I was
I'm
like,
not making any roll to it. I'm just like, yep.
He's asking for seconds and thirds.
I went on a holiday last time while sat in the room.
So Kurt, how are you? What are you doing? Just how are you hiding these?
I'm just gonna take them and then just keep them on my hand and not really.
Okay, cool.
No one's really seen me. It looks like I've taken them.
Cool. All right.
They were all too distracted by the hacking of Phineas.
yeah. Someone's contemplating the Heimlich, and then they're like, I could just batter him with this baton instead and see if that works. Cool. So you have the rest of dinner without kind of fault. There's nothing really that kicks off.
Are we all sitting together at dinner?
Yeah, there's kind of one big table really where you're all kind of kept together.
Could I sit between Kurt and Phineas, and I would like to wait until one of them has started eating, and then go, I'm awfully sorry, chap. Would you mind swapping? Mine appears damaged. And then I will just slide their tray of food across once they've taken a spoonful of it. Or a bite. And then I will feel happy.
Absolutely.
Phineas has barely noticed it happen. Just
it's a win for them. They're getting more food. Let's be honest.
He's a little space cadet.
Yeah, absolutely. So the rest of that happens, and you head off. You get probably another 30 minutes ish in the kind of the mess hall, and then you're taken back to your individual rooms. Now that you can see that hallway that you guys started out on, there's a total of 6 rooms there. So some of you get taken back this way and placed into your individual rooms. Some are taken somewhere else, off another corridor, which you've not been down as of yet. And you get told all kind of, lights out in 40 minutes or so. They're probably more strict than that. That's me generalizing. You've never heard once an order go, nights out in 40 minutes or so, maybe.
Do they come around and say good night to each of us individually at the doors?
Yeah.
I mean, this is service, right? This is amazing. Why would we want to leave?
Before the lights go out, though, however, Kurt, you look down at the tablets that you've kept, and before those lights go off, you notice that these are not blue tablets, but these are red tablets.
Oh.
Throughout the night, Kurt, you're going to have heard of various few different bits kind of going off. Now, there is some sound dampening there, so I will need a listen. Well, excuse me.
Before lights out, could Phineas
Yes.
have just inspected the padding on the wall and inspected his robe, just to get a length of sort of thread?
Sure.
I heard bugger all.
Okay. Good.
I mean, Kurt, there's always pushing as an option.
Well,
You're in a cell, you're sober. What's the worst that could happen?
yeah.
You're only listening.
Oh, go on then.
Yeah!
Okay, so before you push the roll, there's the foreshadowing element to this to make you really understand the impact of you. The force to listening is that you're not really paying attention to much else because something has caught your ear, and you're really struggling to get whatever it was there. I guess, depending on what it is there, do you really want to listen to it?
Well, yeah.
Forced
I'm
to listen in
intrigued
a
at what the hell's
madhouse.
going on. Yeah.
Okay. Roll the dice.
Well.
Roll the dice. Roll the dice. Roll the dice. Roll the
What one
dice.
do I have to do now?
Just roll it
listen
again.
No.
Ah.
It's better than the first score. The first one
Yeah,
was
but like
96.
10.
You've done 86 against the 20.
Okay. You you've got the side of your head really close to the door as you've heard a kind of bits of rattling around and kind of noises fading off, and the usual thing that you kind of hear in these environments, kind of people crying out, not so
Finger
much
in their arsehole.
Yeah. People crying out mainly because they're fingering their arsehole, yeah. Some in ecstasy, some not so. It's
And then there's Albert.
So you're really you're trying to struggle to listen. And as you hear a scream, you are pretty sure that scream is from Albert.
It's night terrors.
I'll take the pills. I'll take the pills.
Listen, the government did stuff to me.
I'm a good boy.
Anal stuff
Pills
to
or it gets the hose.
Now, before we go any further down that route, for you guys that have taken the tablets, the night is very much kind of a sweat night terror kind of evening for you. There's flashes of a world. So for Phineas, this world that will seem completely unnatural, that's been bereft of any kind of human life, with storms ravaging across the skies and crystals and unidentified forms kind of just in the periphery and outside of your vision. It feels so real that you can feel the wind that's brushing across you, hitting and flapping the gown that you're wearing. Albert, you are back in this world. You've seen this before.
It's like a second home now.
This is holiday home.
There's that flash, that purple hue flash of lightning again, and you can hear the whispers. You don't see anyone else, and Phineas, you don't see anyone else either in these worlds that you're in. However, you definitely hear, both of you, the whispering that's slowly starting to get louder. Not quite loud enough that you can make it out, but loud enough. After, for you, again, what feels like an age or an eternity, there is a figure that comes scrambling ahead. This figure faces you with so much fear that you have to scream. There's no other way to deal and have to worry with this. You turn and run, and you run. When you think you are cowering behind a rock, you open your eyes and turn around, and you're in what looks to be a hospital room. There is somebody on a surgical table, screaming, writhing in pain, as they are strapped to a table, and there is the grim visage of someone with a bone saw sawing through a leg. You crouch down again, and you're back in the open tundra, the rocky-faced crenellations. And as you run again, hiding from them, the next time you appear, you are back in your room. You wake as a start, and it's just a dream, right? It's all just a bad, bad dream.
I mean, when Albert was running, he was totally giving the international distress signal for help required, which was this.
So you were Zoidberging. That's what.
It was Team America.
Cool. So, Kurt, you, like I say, you kind of, you've been listening, you're listening, and then you hear these screams, and it's definitely come from Albert. And as you go to look up and to turn to look out the windows, you do see someone, looks like they're being dragged off, but you can't quite see who. It's moved that quickly, but something doesn't fit right. You hammer on the door, you shout, you scream, you demand to get let out and to save your friends, but nobody answers. Nobody except the sound of your own voice, getting hoarse after what feels like so long shouting to save your weird friends.
Acquaintances.
Sorry, acquaintances. Yes.
Hey, we dug up a body together.
Oh,
that
that's
was
true.
life.
That's true.
Once you go through that, there's no going back on that. Are you kidding me?
Practically blood brothers now.
That's something we take to the grove.
So morning comes around, and you guys wake up in various states of composure. The doors open once more, and you're kind of let back out into the common area. There's kind of the mess hall. The way for breakfast is a bit more of a kind of a moving line this time, where you get some sort of porridge, it seems, and you're kind of brought back into the kind of communal area.
Just before the magnetic locks opened,
Yes.
having woken from this nightmarish scene, Phineas sort of reverts to form and just wants to tinker, wants to invent something. Can I take the thread that I have?
Yep.
And attempt to cheese wire the soap lengthways, so that I have two.
Okay. Yeah.
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 Awesome.
Yep.
Thank you.
So as you guys get through, You get breakfast out the way. Again, you're given a set of tablets. So if you want to take them, that's fine. If you want to palm them, cheek them, whatever you want to do, make your play. For those of you that have had some tablets already,
yep,
there is a certain draw to them.
Okay.
So it may be harder.
That's what I was going to ask. Yeah.
What colour are the tablets?
These tablets this morning are blue.
Okay.
Still
not going to take them.
It would occur to Albert, I guess, while we're in the line.
Yeah.
He's not mentioned this strange landscape he's encountered to these two guys.
Yeah.
So I would like to at least convey to them that I've had 3 encounters with this place now. And point out one was at the house in the basement, and then 2 have been here. Because otherwise, it's not going to occur to Albert that, as far as Albert's aware, it's every time he's had something mythos related has had this this trigger. So he's not clever enough to go, it could be the tablets. So I will just take the tablets.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. For you guys, either stealth, sleight of hand.
Attempt it. Nope.
So you both failed. So the nurse there, they're like, come on, I saw what you're doing. Come on, take the tablets. You know the rules. You know the rules. So you could push the roll. So you know the rules.
Phineas is going to take the tablet.
Yeah, I'm going to take these ones.
Okay. So you've all taken the tablets. About 20 minutes passes, and you all get this nice, fuzzy, warm feeling, this wrapped in cotton wool. And as you're all kind of sat there in your little dream, your little half stupor, there's a bit of commotion which takes you a little while to acknowledge, and people start to clear out, and eventually Dr. Ramsey walks in and he's like, yes, excellent. Well, Albert, Kurt, Phineas, it is time for group therapy. And we'll call it there. Because I know it's getting a little bit later and we wanted to finish slightly earlier. So thank you very much. Thank you very much for anybody that's watching. If kind of stay in touch with Facebook or Twitter or something that we're going to use, because I think our schedules are going to change slightly due to my work. So we're going to kind of move bits around. However, I'm very keen not to have it go another 3 weeks because I want to get some continuity into movement for us. So thank you very much to the guys for playing and joining in. Yes, it's been a lot.
Thank you, Bushy.
Yeah, thanks, Bushy.
Yeah, thanks, man.
I enjoyed the madness.
Oh, chaos.
Great fun, as ever.
The thing is, I have a good plan. How well I'm going to be able to execute it with my rolls.
So you're starting down the slippery slope. There is potentially a whole little thing you could investigate here, or you may just go, get me the fuck out of Dodge.
Or we may not be allowed out of Dodge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We may become the mayor of Dodge.
Yeah. One of us. Cool. Thank you very much for our 3 sponsors. See, I remembered this time.
Hey, good work.
It's because it says it along the bottom as well. So, amazing sponsors: Lost Boys
DM's got auto
Pizza,
cue.
Yay!
Monkey's Emporium,
Yay!
J-Glass Games.
Yeah.
And if they're still on, go and check out Toy Division because I think they'll be on after us, after we finish. So go and say hi to Dan and the people on there who are lovely. We'll be back Sunday with D&D. We'll work out when we're going to be back with Cthulhu after we finish this here before we all sign off for the evening. You guys are all awesome. Thank you very much. G, you're going to have to kick us out because I'm not signing
It's
on
the
this
double
one.
press. And
So we just have to wait.
Taking
Wave a bye.
Medum
The awkward long way.